everyone. Welcome to Blacksburg on the Rocks.
Woo! Let's go.
Woo! How we doing, Paul?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been an all right week. We got my bill that I've been pushing through both the Senate and the House unanimously, so it's been
okay.
Pretty good. I'll take that.
Let me toast to that, to you and your bill, and me having adult beverages again.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Dry January was good for me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it always does good to kind of detox a little bit, and by detox I mean just don't drink. Anyone who uses the word detox is usually full of shit.
Yeah.
Just a life lesson for everyone. If someone uses the word detox or says something about toxins and they're not talking about like a fucking snake bite, they're full of shit.
That's fair.
Yes, just so everyone knows. Just keep an eye on the charlatans.
Yeah, the charlatans, he says. I love
the charlatans. But yeah, it's been a great week. We did that. We beat UVA, which we'll get up to soon. It's cold gin time again. It's
cold gin time again. Yeah,
yes.
Boy. I am drinking Wild Turkey rye. And this stuff, I've talked to you about this, Jeremy. This stuff is legit.
Yeah, you like the Wild Turkey rye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But cheers and welcome.
Yes.
Sponsored by Dave Phillips and Phillips Real Estate.
Hey!
We love you, Dave. And I am drinking Emily's leftover orange mimosa drinks. I think they're they're Trulies because I am out of my beer and I did not realize that until it was go time. So yeah, it's truly time for Jeremy.
Is that why you're drinking it out of a travel cup? Because you don't want me to ridicule you for drinking Truly every time you pick the can up?
If I cared about that, I wouldn't have told you.
No. Yeah, but you know me. You know damn well I'll forget. Like, as soon as we move on to something, I'll forget what you're drinking.
No, I put it in this because I don't mind beer being a little warm. I actually prefer it that way. Not like warm, but just kind of cooled off. But these Trulies, if they're disgusting, and if they're not like cold and stay cold, it's a bad time. So I put it in the little Arctic thing to try to keep it.
You put a little ice in there?
No, I didn't put any ice. They were already in the fridge, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just kind of keeping that there.
That works. I notice how that's refilled, but your beer never got refilled.
Yes. That is a continuing problem. Thank you, Emily. She will.
Emily is a national treasure.
She is a national treasure.
She can do whatever she wants.
Yes. We are always pretty stocked on Trulies, but my stuff will get eliminated. It's like my stuff isn't the backup.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why I just keep all of ours. I've just taken it upon myself. Bridget doesn't really drink at home, so unless we have people over, she doesn't drink at home. I don't really either, unless it's Tuesday night and we're doing the show.
Home's the only place I do drink. Then again, home's the only place I go, Paul. Unless it's Richmond at this point. And that's every other day.
That is accurate. Billy Ray says he loves the decor. Thank you, Billy. This is my fiancée Bridget's tapestry. I really have no idea what it means, but originally I started doing the show in her office, and then I unceremoniously got kicked out. I don't even think I did anything wrong. I just got kicked out. So I set up everything here in our spare bedroom, our guest room, and you get that decor. It's beautiful. Here, let me see. Like, can I spread it out a little? Oh yeah, look at that.
It's wonderful.
I mean, yeah.
I love it, Paul.
It really does tie the room together, Billy. It really does. It's true. Yeah, absolutely.
And now we are on to Paul's Geezer Rant, sponsored by Southern Roofing and Restoration.
Do you want to go ahead and switch the rolling banner for me so I can because I have to pull up another screen here, so I won't be able to see anything that you guys are doing. But here's the thing. No, not that one. Oh, Jesus, here, hang on.
Oh, you can pull it up. I've got a camera blocking mine.
There.
I just guess half the time.
Okay. All right. So, I know we want to get excited about beating UVA in basketball, and I'm cool with that. Because it has been a relatively long time that they have been, I will say, the moderately better program. Yes, they had a run to a national championship. I cannot take that away from them, but the year before, they also lost as a 1 seed to the 16th. So you can take that for whatever it is. You have reached the pinnacle, and at the same time, you've reached the absolute bottom of the toilet where my shit disappears every morning when I take a dump. So, like, those are the things you've done. So here's the thing. Outside of swimming and diving and tennis, which, let's face it, could not be more irrelevant. Jeremy, as a Virginia Tech student, a Virginia Tech alum, a donor to the program, when is the last time you went to a swimming and diving event or a tennis event for Virginia Tech? Be honest.
Never, Paul.
Okay, so it's irrelevant. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to 2020, 25 years ago, all right? So in most cases, Jeremy, you're a little bit older than 25, but like, can we safely assume that for the first 10 years of your life or less that you were a Virginia Tech fan, but you probably didn't, like, not to the point that you are right now, right?
No, not even close.
Okay.
It took me coming here to really.
Okay. Sure. So here's my thing. Since 2020, and I'm just going to go with the sports that I consider big, okay? So cross country, track and field, swimming and diving, tennis, you're out. I'm sorry. You're just out. Basketball, men's basketball. Since 2020, Jeremy, would you care to guess how many ACC championships UVA has won in men's basketball since 2020?
UVA championships? Or
ACC championships, yes.
Are we talking about regular season or are we talking about tournament?
They do not differentiate on this.
I don't think they've won any.
You're very close. They've won 2, 2014, 2018.
Okay.
Cross country has won 3, and they were in the early 2000s, 5, 7, and 8. Football has not won a conference championship since 1995. Jeremy, for 100 million points that don't matter, how many other conference championships did the football team win at UVA? In history. In the history of UVA football, how many other championships did they win?
As far as conference, I would imagine at least one more. They had a good run there for a while, but they still weren't that good.
You are correct. They won 1 in 1989.
Yeah.
So, lacrosse has won in 2000, 2003, 6, 10, 19, and 22. Lacrosse isn't really that relevant. I have never been to a lacrosse game at any level in my life. So that tells you that. Soccer has won in 2003, 4, 9, and 19. And wrestling has won the conference in 2010 and 2015 on the men's side. Now, let's move to the women's side. Because here's my point with this. UVA wants y'all to think that they are some great athletic program because their men's basketball team was good for like a decade. But when you really start to look at it, the questions are, were they really? Yes, you have that one national championship. I will concede that. But the rest of the sports and basketball in general, nah, not really.
They also have the worst tournament loss in history.
They do. Women's basketball has not won a conference championship since 1993. I was a senior in high school. I was a senior in high school. Cross country has won in 2015. Field hockey has won in 2016. Golf has 2, 15 and 16. Track and field on the indoor has not won one since 87. Lacrosse 2004, 6, 8, and 7. Outdoor track and field, none since 1987. Their women's rowing team has been dominant, but I got a feeling that if you really look at it, there might only be 2 other women's rowing teams in the ACC. I'd have to double check on that. Soccer, 2004, 2012. Softball has not won a conference championship since 1994. Swimming and diving has won a bunch, but again, it's an irrelevant sport. And tennis has 2 in 2014 and 2015. So when we go out and we beat UVA, is it really the feat that in our heads we've all perceived that it is? And I would argue that it is not. I would argue that beating UVA is almost easy at this point, outside of 4 irrelevant sports and men's basketball from 2014 to 2024. So
yes, Paul.
UVA is irrelevant.
You've got to understand that it's not about beating their program. It's shutting their fucking fans up who have talked mad
I get
fucking
that, but
shit
here's
leading
the
up.
thing. Like, their fans shouldn't even be talking shit. They're not good. They're not good at anything except for swimming and diving.
Paul, they have like 10 underwater knitting championships, and every single one of them will tell you about it if you get into an argument.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, and I also don't care about our 1 national bass fishing championship at the club level. So, like, sorry. Our club baseball team did win a natty.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's their thing, is they're like, our athletics are so good, and when they're talking about that, they're not talking about the major sports. Even the minor major sports they're not talking about. They're talking about, like, they're basically club sports, but they're not, because they're NCAA sanctioned. They're talking about how great they are at those. And yes, they love to rub that bullshit in, like anyone cares about it. Yeah. UVA is like dunking on your child. Pseudo rivalry.
Yeah, it really is, Chris. It really is, Chris. Frank Merritt, you're a good-looking man. You actually need to talk to your wife, because you have to pay me for a particular endeavor that I'm supposed to do tomorrow, and I'm not doing it until you pay me, so you may need to ask her what you need to pony up for that. So
Emily is right. Devil's advocate purposes only. You can't discredit any sports because those kids worked hard to get there regardless. Parenthood has softened me. I agree with Emily. I do.
Sure.
Like, especially
but in the whole
swimming and diving and everything. Like, these are true competitive people. But the thing is
Sure.
UVA fans claim credit for things that aren't really all that impressive.
Yeah.
Like, great for you, UVA kids who went to UVA to compete in fucking whatever. You know, synchronized swimming. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but
it is.
We don't give a fuck.
No. You know, it'd be like UVA having a curling team, right? Like, nobody else around here has a curling team. They just happen to have a curling team, and by default, they win the national championship. Now, swimming and diving is a little bit different. I do agree with Emily. Like, those students are competitors, and they are out trying to win championships. Good for them. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. And I'm sorry. That's horrible. Like, it really is.
I care about our swimming and diving team.
Do you know if you know? Because if you did, you would have went to a swimming and diving meet.
I mean, I don't care that much, but I care about them and those kids.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to add anything to it.
No.
Like, I want a wrestling team to do well, but I don't go watch wrestling meets. I've been to some, but I don't know what's going on. I yell whatever Dave tells me to yell. I don't fucking know what's happening.
I get it. I feel like they hang their hat on a 10-year run of basketball and underwater polo using golf putters. And we're just supposed to be like, oh, shit, you're right. No. Fuck, no.
No.
Fuck, no.
No, and that's always their fallback. They're like, oh, we are the flagship school. Look at all our... And those fucking sports don't matter. They don't matter. No, now they've lost basketball, the only thing they had. And that was a wonderful victory for so many reasons, because it's hard to win on the road in fucking the ACC. It is hard winning on the road. And we went up there and we shoved that shit right down their throat. And it was beautiful. And that's worth celebrating, Paul.
Emily, if I don't know who Ellison is, but if Maddie Ryan becomes a synchronized swimmer and goes to the Olympics, my ass will be sitting next to you and Jeremy at the Olympic pool cheering for her. I'll cheer for her if she's on this high school synchronized swimming team. But if she goes to UVA as a synchronized swimmer,
I will support anything my dear baby angel darling does in this world, unless she goes to UVA.
I was just going to ask you that.
In which case, I will want her team to lose every single time. And I will hope she gives a great performance and everyone goes, oh man, it's such a shame she's stuck on that fucking bullshit team. And I'll celebrate that every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris says, I have a cousin that swims for Stanford. Never ever looked up their records or anything. Like, that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, they are ultra competitive athletes, and I can't do what they do. Like, I'm not saying that they're not any of those things. What I'm saying is their particular sport in the grand scheme of college athletics is irrelevant. And the fact that UVA fans hang their hats on these, even though probably none of them have ever even gone to a swimming and diving meet, but they just know, oh, they won another tournament because they hang a banner out in front of the whatever their version of the Merriman Center is, and we see it and we get all boned up. We get rock hard.
Hard.
Yeah, I love it. They're irrelevant. They're irrelevant. I'm sorry. I'm not.
And Frank Ellison, future cow judging champion, and you know what? I will cheer her on the entire way. My baby angel is the best cow judge out of all cow judges.
Here's the thing: if she does become a cow judge,
Marnie said it's a very moving calling. God damn it, fuck you.
Frank, if she does, because of where Jeremy is from, she will be. They'll probably build a statue for her. Honestly,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I know. They'll be super excited about it. Recognition. Emily says she has rebellion in her blood. It's always been a possibility that she will at least apply to their who shall not be named to get a rise out of dad. And if she does, I will call her bullshit.
All right.
But, Paul,
yes,
I see all that, and I raise you a fuck UVA, because anytime we went over UVA, it's worth celebrating. Especially after we heard their bullshit for fucking years about their goddamn basketball program. And then now it's just like, oh, everything went to hell.
Hold on. Just keep talking for a second. I need to look up something.
Yeah, well, you told me to hold on right in the middle of my rant. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm just looking up something.
Yes. But we took that for fucking years hearing about the goddamn basketball program. And now when it is hit the fucking skids, and they were talking so much shit leading up to it because, lo and behold, our basketball team needed a little time to click to kind of get rolling because we lost literally everyone. And our centerpiece is, well, under FBI investigation and could not play. It took us a little while to adapt. And the fact that we went up there and shoved all their comments straight up their ass is worth celebrating. Every single way. I hear your points and I concede your points, and I'm with you, Paul, that UVA and their sports programs are not that great. I'm just saying it's still worth celebrating when we beat them.
Sure. In the last 4 years, Virginia Tech is 5-3 against UVA. Yeah. Now, there was a run before that, and if you add in 2019 and 2020, UVA is 7-5. 7-6, 8-6, 8 and so I mean it goes back and forth, right? Like, yes, UVA does have a better record over the course of the last 20 years than Virginia Tech on the basketball court. But outside of 2012 to 2015, which I believe, Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, was the time frame before Buzz Williams got to Virginia Tech, right?
Yes. What was that last year?
2015.
2015.
Or was he
Buzz
here in
had
15?
Just come at 2015, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So, but the cover was very empty at that point in time. Yeah,
it was.
So
Buzz helped rebuild us, and I know Buzz is your favorite coach in the world.
Hey, look,
he deserves some credit for that.
I agree with that. Like, I will always say, personally, I don't like Buzz, but as a men's basketball coach at Virginia Tech, he honestly probably deserves some sort of recognition.
Yes. Yes.
But from 2015 to 2018, when Buzz was still kind of rebuilding the program, Virginia Tech was 3-3 with Virginia.
Yes.
So, like, you know, I mean, they had a 2-year run in 19 and 20 where they absolutely dominated. Well, they didn't absolutely dominate. They won a couple of games, 2 games by a lot, and 2 games by not that much. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, I can't buy into we've dominated you in basketball.
No,
because
again, haven't.
They really haven't.
No, not comparing to what we've done, beating the living hell out of them in football. The last 2 decades where they have 1 win.
3 decades almost now.
Yeah. God, 3 decades. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, their big sport, basketball, that they had their best run ever, it still was not nearly as dominant as our football dominance.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Whatever. Fuck you, UVA. And fuck your fans.
Fuck your fans.
I like it.
All right, everyone. Now we're on to the Blacksburg Vibe Check, sponsored by Quest Floor Care. Shout out Joe Rogers.
Shout out
to Joe. I can tell you, Paul, the vibe around Blacksburg has been getting a little better. The students are back in, and people are starting to talk about the basketball team.
Mm-hmm. The basketball team has made a huge turnaround, dude.
They have made a huge turnaround. It's got my attention.
Yeah,
and
100%.
It's like we came out of break, and I was like, all right, bowl game's over. It's time to, like, start paying attention to basketball again. And lo and behold, they start doing a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's me, but it's me, Paul.
It might be you. I would say
it really is.
Yeah. I would say that there is a 98% chance that it's you and a 2% chance that it's the team.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I'm feeling. But now people are coming in and they're wanting to talk about the basketball team, especially since the defensive coordinator's been hired. You know, there's not much gossip going around about the football team because everyone's like, well, we'll see. What are we going to have? Who the fuck knows? So there's more conversation about the basketball team, and people are feeling good about it. They're feeling good about the men's and the women's team. And it's, you know, everyone knew that this was going to be a rebuilding year, and I think that they're both excelling as far as what we expected, or what reasonable people expected, especially with the girls. We weren't going to come back and have, you know, a huge playoff run or anything with the girls, but they're doing good. And the guys, I mean, who expected, and we'll get to it later, who expected Poteet to step up in the way he has?
Yeah.
Like, he's always had the size to do that, especially.
Poteet's a freaking specimen, dude.
Huge.
Yeah.
He is one of the largest men I've been next to in my life. And I've been next to a lot of offensive linemen in my life, especially since I used to buy them dinner all the time.
Right.
So he is a gigantic man. The only person I think standing next to, I think that I could say is bigger, is maybe Bruce Smith, or I was next to Aaron Rouse recently. And that is a big fucking man. Like, shaking hands with Aaron Rouse, my hand, it felt like a little child's hand in his. And I've got large hands. That is a huge individual. And Poteet, when you're standing next to him, he's a big, big guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm going to say this, and I hope that it doesn't, and he can't. But, Maligel, here's the deal, dude. If the whole pro basketball thing doesn't work out for you the way you hope it will, dude, become a tight end and get on a roster in the NFL. My man, you will absolutely kill it. You post up against some of these 5'11" safeties and just catch footballs, you can have yourself a Hall of Fame career. Antonio Gates did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, right now, he's doing great in basketball. Hey, if he doesn't like
it, can you imagine?
Can
you just, like, let's go back in time. Can you imagine if you were, I don't know where Maligel's from, I could look it up, but can you imagine if you had to play that dude back in high school? Now, you know he probably wasn't nearly as developed as he is, but he was still a big MFer, right?
Yes.
Like, can you imagine? You walk into the gym and you look at Maligel Poteet out there warming up, and you just gotta go, fuck me.
About my shots will get blocked every single time. And you could put another 1.5 feet on me, and he would still block all of my shots. He would push me around everywhere. Like, there's just some people who are just too big. You can't do much with them, and it's like he had to settle into himself. And now that he has, it's he's feeling good and he's doing well.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing to see. I like seeing it
Absolutely.
because I've always been rooting for him. So he's turned it around, and I'm pretty psyched about it. And
I just want to tell everybody that we got a thumbs up from Tina Merritt.
Ooh,
I don't know
love
what
me
for.
a thumbs up from Tina Merritt.
I don't know what we got that for, but we got a thumbs up from Tina Merritt. So
We got a love from Chris Belluzzo.
we did get a love from Chris Belluzzo. That doesn't
I love
surprise
feeling
me.
Chris Belluzzo's love.
Chris Belluzzo loves us no matter what. So
You ever want to feel Chris Belluzzo's love deep inside of you? Go
Yeah.
get a deep tissue massage down in his chiropractic center.
you know what you can do? You can here's what you do. You can even make it quicker. Just ask him to adjust your coccyx, and you will feel the deepest of deep loves.
It's gonna resonate within your body.
That you talk about life-changing experiences, my friends. That right there would be a life-changing experience.
Wow, you can feel it reverberate through your pelvis. Just do it.
Oh, how far do we take this? No, I think we're good. We'll move on.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Hokey High, sponsored by Bear Dance Hemp. What right now are we super high about, Paul?
Well, I'm super high about where the basketball programs are at, especially, at the beginning of the year, we talked about this, about how there was no money for basketball, right? And the two coaches kind of had to cobble this thing together. And the women started out okay. They weren't nearly as hot as I think we all wanted them to be because of the history. But I think, they are coming around at the right time. And obviously the men's team is too. Now, the beauty for the men's team and the women's team is everybody makes the ACC tournament. So, we've seen it before with Mike Young, where all of a sudden out of nowhere, a couple dudes get hot. Maybe you get a lucky break here and there. Guy makes a three that probably shouldn't have made the three, and you win an ACC championship.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but at this point,
But it's going to happen.
I'm a believer, Jeremy.
Why the
I'm a
fuck
believer.
not?
Yeah.
I'm a believer. You know I buy into this shit all the time.
I know. Chris Belluzzo says, y'all are killing me. Oh,
Yeah.
You think we're killing you. One coccyx exam and I'd be dead.
Oh.
You would have to call somebody and be like, just bring a body bag. He's dead. He's dead.
Now we're on to our defining example here. Sponsored by Shine Time Mobile Detailing. What throughout Hokie Nation this week to you defines what we are and what we represent?
I have something in mind, but I think you're gonna come through the screen at me if I bring it up.
Okay. Go ahead then.
Okay. So I will preface this with, it didn't happen at or for Virginia Tech, but the building blocks, the stepping stones, the base of it did. And I still root for this player because I just think she is an awesome individual and a hell of a player. And I understand why she went where she went when she did. But I don't know if you saw this or not. And I don't know if I have the numbers correct. But I want to say Georgia Amore's previous game high was 36 points as a Virginia Tech Hokie. She scored I believe it was 44 or 46. I think it was 44 the other day for the University of Kentucky women's basketball team. And I'll be honest with you, Jeremy. I know she's not a Hokie anymore, and I know this may bristle some people because of how everything kind of went down. But yeah, exactly. And the fact that she was able to go out and hang 44, here's the thing. Everybody says, well, would Amore be as good as she was if she didn't have Liz Kitley? I guess the answer to that is yeah. Fuck yeah.
She was really good.
Yeah. So I think, to me, again, I understand that it happened at Kentucky, but I still feel like Virginia Tech had a hand in making that what it was, along with Kenny Brooks. And
I don't know who that is.
Oh, I know. But that's why she went to Kentucky. It's okay. You don't have to know that. But
I know who Georgia Amore is. I don't know who this Brooks fellow is, though.
He probably also deserves a banner in Castle Coliseum, if we're being honest.
I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Those girls just went out and they did it themselves.
I don't think so, but that's okay.
Listen,
I understand. I get it.
I made a promise not to badmouth Kenny Brooks anymore, and so I'm just not going to act like he exists.
Okay, that's fine.
Or I'm going to act like he doesn't exist. That's what I'm going to do.
Fine.
But we're moving on. Speaking of rock hard stuff, we're now on to our
Rock Hard Player of the Week.
And this week, I'm going to give it out this week. This week.
Well, hold on, though. You got to tell people who it's by. It's brought to you by Couch Family Pharmacy, where you can get a year's supply of Viagra for $150. No, Jeremy, tell the people, how many pills do you get for $150?
You will get 360 tablets for $150.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is one sex event every day for the year, plus an extra couple. I don't know anybody that fucks that much. But if you do, by God, go drop that Hundo 50, Ryan Franklin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Go drop that Hundo 50, go see your doctor and be like, I'm having a little hard time in the bedroom. Can you prescribe me some generic Viagra? Send it to Couch Family Pharmacy. And just drop that 150.
You don't have to do it all in that 1 year. You can do it in the other year, every other day. Whatever. You might have a bad back.
Well, then you just get on the bottom. You just lay on the bottom. Maybe put
we've also got our 2550 program, which I've not fully started advertising yet. It is generic medication, 6-month supply for $25. Full year supply for $50 fucking dollars. And I'll tell you, a lot of medications fit within that. And then it goes up to the 3660 program.
Yeah.
It works out pretty well.
Yeah. Brian just gave us a thumbs up on the Viagra. Brian's going to be calling you. Yep.
He's all about it.
Brian wants them bone pills.
Nice.
Bang.
But yes,
you can
hard player of the week goes to
listen, fellas. You can.
Yeah.
Melagio Poteet don't need no Viagra.
He don't need no Viagra. But if he did, you know what? We're not judging.
No.
Or
if he just wanted it because he wanted to run through a drywall with his boner.
Exactly. Sometimes you need that extra boost. But no, Melagio has stepped up into a leadership role in a way that I don't think a lot of people expected him to, and he has performed incredibly well. He came out and we beat UVA. He led us in a lot of these wins. I think Melagio Poteet gets our rock hard player of the week for being so fucking rock hard.
I agree, 100%.
Incredible man. Gigantic man. Excellent girth. What an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Melagio. But everyone.
Congrats.
Congratulations. We are coming to the end of the show. Here in the off season, we kind of keep it around 30 minutes, but we are super fucking psyched y'all are here with us. I can't believe everyone.
92 people listen to us talking about boners.
92 live viewers right now. Just talking about boners. We love every single one of you.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We love you. We love all of you. We'll be back next week, and this has been Blacksburg on the Rocks.